education webinar that we're going to be hosting, and we have a very special treat for all of us. We're really excited to continue supporting your needs, to continue meeting with every single one of you, whether you're Monterey, Ventura, Santa Cruz. We are honored to work with you. My name is Herminia Cervantes, and I'm one of the RTAC team members, and I'll let the rest of the RTAC team introduce themselves really quickly. So Junwei, you want to go next?
Yeah, so hi, I'm Junwei Zarok, our TAC team member, and I will pass it off to Annabelle.
Good afternoon. My name is Annabelle Garcia, and also I'm part of the RTAC team. Nice to see you all.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm another coordinator for the RTAC team. I support the Ventura County, San Luis Obispo County, and San Benito County. Welcome.
Okay, and with that said, I have the pleasure of introducing our facilitator today. He is Dr. Victor Rios. A bit about Dr. Rios's background. He is the MacArthur Foundation Chair and Professor of Sociology at the University of California, Santa Barbara. He received his PhD at the University of California, Berkeley in 2005. Professor Rios has worked with local school districts to develop programs and curricula aimed at improving the quality of interactions between authority figures and youth. Using his personal experience of living on the streets, dropping out of school, and being incarcerated as a juvenile, along with his research findings, he has developed interventions for marginalized students aimed at promoting personal transformation and civic engagement. These programs have been implemented in Los Angeles, California, in the city of Watts, juvenile detention facilities, and alternative high schools. He is the author of 6 books, including My Teacher Believes in Me, The Educator's Guide to At-Promise Students, Street Life, Poverty, Gangs, and a PhD, Buscando Vida, Encontrando Éxito, La Fuerza de la Cultura Latina en la Educación, and Human Targets, Schools, Police, and the Criminalization of Latino Youth. Dr. Rios has been featured in the Chronicle of Higher Education, TED Talks, the Oprah Winfrey Network, Primer Impacto, and National Public Radio. He has had the honor of meeting President Obama and advising his administration on gun violence and policing. His TED Talk, Help for Kids the Education System Ignores, has garnered over 1.7 million views. He is the subject of the documentary film The Pushouts, airing on national TV in 2019 and 2021. He recently provided the keynote address for the California School Board Association. So without further ado, I'll hand it over to Dr. Victor Rios. Welcome.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. This community school movement is really a movement of transforming entire ecosystems so that our young people, their families, our educators too, by the way, are impacted in such a way that you have collective healing. And for me, collective healing is crucial, very important, because I come from, if you don't mind me saying, an upbringing of collective brokenness, and being collectively broke. And I just want to emphasize that just because we work with young people and their families who are broke, so hey, some of us as educators might be broke. I was just talking to people about our high college loan payments, right? So just because we're broke doesn't mean we're broken, okay? And the populations we work with, just because they're broke doesn't mean they're broken. And so my collective sense of collective brokenness, right, and thinking that I was going to be broken for the rest of my life, really begins when I'm a little kid. I'm a toddler, and I'm at a park, and I'm with my mom and my older brother. He was 7, I was 3, or maybe he was 8 and I was 4. I vaguely remember some of these scenes, but I do remember not so much the scene, but the way I felt, And so I'm sitting at this park with my mom and my brother, and we're under a tree, and this is in the hood. So, you know, you got at the park, you got a lot of action, you know what I mean? Like you got the houseless folks over here, you got the drug dealers over here, the drug addicts over, you know, there's a lot of action. And it's evening, the sun is setting, and I tell my mom, I turn to my mom, I'm like, Ma, ¿qué horas nos vamos a casa? What time we going home? I asked her, what time we going home? And she said, we're not going home. I didn't pay the rent, and we have no place to go. We're going to sleep right here under this tree. I remember that being my first moment of that sense of being broken, if you will. And but that broken moment was going to repeat itself probably hundreds of times over my childhood. And if you think of broken moments, we could also think of them as some of you are very familiar with the movement on adverse childhood experiences and addressing those. And so, you know, tons of adverse childhood experiences led me to a place where I didn't think I could be repaired, and my environment couldn't be repaired. And then that led to hopelessness. And when I work with young people, I always teach them about the idea of fatalism. I just became fatalistic. And so that was me. That's my beginnings. All right. And what changed it for me, though, right? What changed it for me was the power of education, and specifically the power of an educator. And so I want to start with a question for you. And that question is, what are the best practices of community empowerment educators, right? Y'all are part of the community empowerment movement, right? It's a big movement. It's a powerful movement. As you saw on the other slide, it's the whole child, the whole community. Y'all are, for me, in my mind, y'all are BTDTs. Anyone, tell me in the chat, what's a BTDT real quick? I'll give you 20 seconds. Don't try to Google it. You're not going to find it. In the chat, tell me, what's a BTDT? All right, I'm going to give y'all 10 more seconds there. All right, here we go. Okay, it's okay, Irma, I got you. Don't worry, we got you. What's a BTDT? BTDT. Oh, I like that one, America. Born to do this. Close. That's a good one, right? All right, I'm going to tell y'all. Many of you here have been doing this work for a long time. It's been named under different names, and sometimes it's been ignored and underfunded. Matter of fact, some of you might say it's still underfunded. Jennifer, good try, right? Best teacher, best touchdown. BTDT, here we go. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. BTDT, right? So for some of you, you've been there, you've done that, right? Some of you come from these communities. And later on, you get to meet a gentleman that comes from similar communities out there, right, of struggle. So shout out to Claudia, and thanks for being honest there in the chat. And so these communities of struggle have a lot of BTDTs, right? Been there, done that. And some of you have been there and you've done that, right? You have had that background of understanding what it takes to uplift a community empower educator. Now, when I say educator, I'm referring to the Latin phrase where the word comes from, educere. And educere means to lead forth. So my staff, my bus drivers, my lunch people, I always train them. You know, I always say to my school partners, I'm like, listen, I'll train your staff, but can you let me do a bonus session for my school lunch personnel, for my bus drivers, for my custodians? Y en español a veces les echo la charla, no hay problema. if they're in a Spanish-speaking community. Why? Because those are my educators as well. They're my educere. They're leading forth. So when I leave the talks with them, they're like, oh, Dr. Rios, I'm leading forth. That's right. You change lives too. So throughout this conversation, not just in the next hour and 45 minutes I got left with you, but we have 3 other sessions coming up in the future throughout the academic year. We'll be talking about what it means to be a community empowerment educator, but not just that. After today, the rest of my team that shows up, we'll be leaving you lots of tools, and today as well. So not just talking to you about what a community empowerment educator does or what the research shows, but giving you some frameworks and some tools to utilize the next day when you go back, and to work with your staff on what it means to be a community empowerment educator. Okay. All right. Before I continue, I want to start just getting to know you a little bit. So we're going to do a quick little 1 minute, just a quick little 1 minute grounding of purpose. All right. It's just going to be in the chat. Don't put in the chat yet, please. You could type it, but do not click enter yet. Okay. We're going to waterfall it. That means everyone's going to click enter at the same exact time. So just give me your name and then just one sentence. I grew up, you decide what you want to say. I grew up, in struggle. I grew up with a wonderful family. I grew up in Monterey County. I grew up in, whatever community in Salinas and whatever community you come from, right? I grew up in, Castroville, or wherever it is, right? I grew up in blah, 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 or I grew up this way. You're going to write that out, however you want to write it out, sentence or 2. But we're not going to take longer than, say, 30 seconds to complete everything once I'm done talking right now. And I want you to end with, and this is what brings me to this work with students and families. Okay. And in the chat, though, you're going to put, just type it up. Don't click enter yet. You're going to wait for me to count down, and then you'll click enter. All right. So let me give you a good solid 30 seconds. Okay. I'm going to pause for 30 seconds and let you just complete this 1 minute autobiography for me. Okay. On the count of 3, I know some of you are still writing and reflecting. It's all good. Even if it's incomplete, I just want to see a little bit of who you are, right? So on the count of 3, you're going to click enter. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3, go ahead. Oh, wow, look at that. That's great. I grew up in Los Angeles and Fresno with a mother who immigrated from Mexico, poor but ambitious, and who became a doctor. Wow. Empowering others who are part of underserved communities is what brings me to this work with students and families. And that is Christina Lash. Wow, wow, wow. Let's see. Pajaro Valley and want to support my community. This Leila Vasquez. And I'm just picking random ones, okay? Maria Granado, Santa Maria. Hey, my neighbors, Santa Maria. Family, very hardworking strawberry field workers. Making them proud, brought me into this work, paying it forward and finding purpose. That's profound. Thank you. Thank you. This is beautiful. I appreciate you all sharing. And Renee, a small desert community in Arizona that was very impoverished. What brings me to this work is that education is the great Equalizer. That's what's up. DT, been there, done that. You've seen it equalize. You've seen it create positive impact and change. Thank you so much. And one final one, Monica says, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, there it goes. Monterey County, quit college, worked with youth, and they motivated me to go back to school. Now I'm in grad school. Hey, shout out to Monica. That's what's up for empowering yourself to go to grad school. These are beautiful stories. Listen, folks, we just completed a study. And the study is the importance of social emotional learning. This little piece, getting to know ourselves, and I'm getting more and more, right, comments here, beautiful, right? We had math teachers in Oxnard, California, same school, next door to each other, same demographic, one group of students, one math teacher, we gave her 30 days worth of SEL activities. Okay, we have a volume, and by the way, our website, you'll see the links and the QR codes pop up soon enough. Have a bunch of free SEL stuff, but we have a volume of 150 SEL activities ready to go. Plug and play when you show up to the classroom. So we gave 30 of these to this one teacher, and the teacher next door was our control group. So, that teacher just kept teaching normal lessons that they were used to teaching. And 30 days later, they tested the kids, same exact test, math test. The students that got less math instruction, but combined it with 5 to 10 minutes of SEL. So in other words, SEL stole 5 to 10 minutes of academic time. Those students perform better on the math test. I'll say it again. The students that got less math, but it was infused, primed with SEL in the beginning, every single day for 30 days, ended up doing better on the test. So when we connect with each other, we're able to then connect to content. Or another way to say it is when you teach to the heart, the mind will follow. So thank you. Here you're opening up my heart with just some of those beautiful stories that you brought up, and there's tons more in here. So thank you everyone for sharing. And so I'll tell you a little bit about me. And so I am a MacArthur Foundation professor. It's just an accolade that you develop over time as a professor. You get a chairship, you get funding, you get to go use that funding and whatever you want to use it for. Right now, my funding is being utilized in examining how Black and Latino students in Watts in LA create community civic engagement at Jordan High School in Watts. And we're funding a project where ethnic studies is being utilized as a foundation for them to go and build community together. So that's what I'm using the project funds for. It's an honor bestowed on just one day. They just show up and say, hey, we hear you're doing great work. Here you go. Here's some money. So I'm very honored to be a MacArthur Foundation professor. I'm also a husband and father of 3. 2 of my daughters are in grad school right now. One's at University of Chicago, one's at Berkeley in grad school. They're both engineers. And I've authored 9 books. I can't believe it. When I look at it, I asked my assistant, I'm like, are you sure I authored 9 books? And then my assistant shows me all the books. I'm like, I guess I did. I guess I have, and I've given a TED talk with over 1.7 million views. So just a little context on who I am, but I wasn't always this person. Check this out. Back in the day, I was this homeboy. And I thought, remember the word that I used? I was fatalistic. I ended up on the streets. The best I could see myself, and I cut this picture a little bit when I have that zoot on, because there's some stuff in the background that no one should see, right? But that's the best I could see myself as, right, back in the day. And if you look, I'm there with the homies. We're rolling. We're rolling. And I didn't see myself beyond that, right? That was me. And unfortunately, in these struggles of growing up, all the violence I saw, I ended up going in and out of juvie. And I ended up thinking I was going to end up dead by my 18th birthday or in prison. And I was okay with it. So when I work with young people, and the core of my curriculum is all about addressing hopelessness and fatalism. And of course, how you address that is you create a 10-year strategy for yourself, a 10-year plan for yourself, but also for your community. Because the research shows that the young people that change their lives around from being fatalistic, many times they're doing it not just for themselves. They change their lives around because they want to help their families and their community. So I rely a lot on that framing. When you build a community school, it has to be built around kids, preparing them to help their families and communities. And I'll talk about that in a minute here a little bit more. Unfortunately, what happens with me in my trajectory is that around this time, I'm in and out of juvie, and I didn't care about any consequences until my best friend passed away in front of me. And in this moment, I didn't know who to turn to except one person that had told me she would be there for me. And that was my teacher. Hey, Miss Russ. Miss Russ was the kind of teacher that was always in your business. I'm going to tell you something. Miss Russ estaba loca. She was crazy, okay? And I mean it in the nicest way. You know, she was crazy enough to believe that kids like me could make it far in life. She was crazy enough to stand up to teachers that had demonized us and criminalized us. She was crazy enough to stand against the system that believed that kids like me did not deserve to be invested in. That's what I'm saying. Estaba loca. Like, she was crazy enough to be that community empowerment teacher. That was Miss Russ. I didn't know that at the time, though. You know, she would tell me cheesy lines like, Victor, I care for you, but I can't carry you. And I'd be like, teacher, I'm not listening to you right now. I'm too busy going crazy out there. But when my best friend passes away, that's when I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the one person in my life that I know is gonna be there for me. And that's my teacher. My mom, unfortunately, was not there. And I didn't have a father. He was gone. He's out the picture before I was even born. So Miss Russ, sets me up for success. I had all Fs. I was behind on 2 years of credit, and she put me in 7 in the morning, extra credit, lunchtime extra credit. She sent me to the community college in the evening. And before you know it, I started to catch up on my work. And as I'm getting ready to graduate high school, she's like, Victor, I'm so proud of you. I knew you could do it. And she says, now it's time to go to college. I'm like, college? This teacher's crazy thinking I'm going to college. Está loca. But she convinced me. She connected me with some mentors. And then these mentors started to guide me. So in these pictures, you see me going in this transformation, right? Graduating. You see my teacher there. Here's the fascinating thing. If you look at the picture where she's clapping, she's wearing red. That's 20 years later, folks. This lady saw this professional before this professional existed 20 years ahead. I'm going to say it again. This teacher was crazy enough to envision a professional that did not exist for 20 years. Because I was, in my head, the kid on the top left picture. And maybe I should rephrase how I'm saying it a little bit more professionally and say that this teacher was visionary enough to picture a professional 20 years from now. So I want you to picture any of the kids that you've worked with that have given you the hardest time, right? Now that you have them in mind, 20 years from now, who do you see? You either are going to see what Miss Russ saw, or you're going to see detriment, right? And that is the biggest mind shift that we have to offer as an organization for educators, because that's where the research is at. The research shows me that when I shift the mindset in an educator and they start to believe that any kid in that classroom 20 years from now is going to be that professional, then guess what happens? That teacher's self-efficacy builds, and self-efficacy is the #1 predictor of not just teachers reaching a student, not just teachers bringing up test scores, not just teachers building an ecosystem of cariño. Also the #1 predictor, get this, of teacher job satisfaction going up. Well, my leaders on the call, you want your teachers to report higher job satisfaction, you got to bring up their self-efficacy. And we have those strategies. You will be learning those strategies in the next sessions as well with my team of incredible presenters. So my teacher, connected me with all these mentors. On the bottom picture, I'm with a banker. He was at Wells Fargo, and he would take me to breakfast. And the only reason I went, I'll be honest with you, was because it was free food. I didn't really listen to the guy. But towards the end, as it started to change, and in this picture, it's one of my last sessions with him, and I started to listen to him more. And he guided me on what college was all about. He taught me about college, and encouraged me to major in business, which, by the way, just a Dr. Rios historical fact not a lot of people know about. I actually started as a business major because of this guy. But I ended up changing my major to human development. But he would always say to me, "Hey, Victor, you got to open up a 401k or a Roth IRA, one of those. I forgot which one. I think it's a Roth IRA. Got to open it up. You got to put in $120 a month." And he's like, "And Victor, when you turn, if you start now, when you're 17, 18, when you turn 50, you're going to be a millionaire." And I was just like, I couldn't see myself at age 50. So I didn't listen to him. But imagine if I listened to him, like, imagine, right? But mentors are there to give us insight that sometimes we're not going to listen to, but that's okay, because they're role modeling for us. And in the future, we'll listen to what they had to say. So he taught me professionalism. He would show up all in a suit, and I'd laugh at him, and look at me now. I'm always like in a suit, right? So it's just like, he taught me how to be a professional. And it was because of my teacher who connected me with him. So, all to say that, this journey has been, just a powerful journey of getting to know what it means to prosper, and getting to know what it means to have a better, brighter future. And one final thing I want to share about my story, and then I want to introduce you to some concepts, and then also to the community schools empowerment framework, is I want to share with you how my family has been a very big part of education from the very beginning of my career. So I want to show you a picture of when I was in college. I met who would become my future wife. And how I met her was, we were at a middle school, and she was a student teacher, and I was a counselor at the school. And the kids, the At Promise kids, set us up on our first date. They went up to her. They're like, "Hey, Miss Migueles, Mr. Rios wants to take you out on a..." And they came up to me and they're like, "Hey, Mr. Rios, you gotta ask Ms. Morales out on a date." And we were both like, nah, like, well, that's not how we roll. Like, we're professionals, you know what I mean? Like, we can't be doing that. And then they went to her and they're like, "Hey, Ms. Morales, if you go on a date with Mr. Rios, we'll wash your car for you. It's dirty." So anyway, we went out on a date, had lunch. Actually, it wasn't even a date. It was just lunch. And then we hit it off. 25 years later today, we're still in education. We're still helping At Promise kids. These kids reached out to us the other day, one of them, and it's going to do a little blurb for our book, because actually she's not in the picture, but she's the homegirl and prima to some of these guys. And she was caught up in that world, and she ended up getting a master's at Harvard University. So she's gonna write a little blurb for my book. But she hit me up. She's like, "Hey, Dr. Rios," like, she doesn't call me Dr. Rios because she knows me before Dr. Rios. She's like, "Hey, Victor, I want to write a little blurb for your book. Could you help me out?" So it's just beautiful how long we've been at it, you know, and we ended up having twins. I talked about my little twins, and I'm gonna show you really quick. We even got engaged in the classroom, and I have the video. You're not gonna hear anything. You're just gonna see me in the classroom with Rebecca, and then her students, and then we have you know, interaction, and then I end up asking her to marry me. So we'll see the video here. There's her students, by the way. Those are her students. This is eventually, I was already doing my doctorate degree. She was teaching 6th grade. I brought a bunch of roses, and then look at my ponytail, BTDT, and get on my knees. And there you go. So that's my family. I wanted to introduce you to who I am, who my family is, and our character in terms of our commitment to education. One important thing that my teacher did and taught me to do is to embrace familial culture. And that's very important because sometimes we teach at schools where it's all about familial culture, and we try to teach the kids as if they come from a individualistic culture. Listen, folks, I'm not putting a judgment on any culture, okay? I'm just breaking it down. We are a very individualism-based society. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've raised my own children to be part of an individualism-based culture. You can't help it sometimes, okay? I raised them nuclear family because I didn't have it, so I was gonna have a nuclear family, right? 2 parents, 3 kids. I raised them where they said hi to the neighbors, but they're not necessarily running around the neighborhood, going into people's houses, eating food that people are offering them to eat. You know, that's not how I raised my kids. I wanted to, but that's just not the opportunity I had to do, right? When I was coming up in the hood, you hungry? You run to your uncle's house. His mom's gone. I don't know where she's at. There's no food in the fridge. You open the fridge, it's empty. And mom's gone for a day, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. Run to my uncle's house. Hey, tío, ¿qué pasó? ¿Cómo está? Hey, Uncle Ruben has 7 kids. You know what his job is? He recycles for a living. You know the guy in the old blue van that picks up cardboard and glass and cans? That's my Uncle Ruben. Check this out. 7 kids at the table eating. I show up. My nickname was number 8. Because I show up, they just put a plate out for me, and I'm eating with my family. They took care of me, even though they were broke. Remember, just because our communities are broke doesn't mean they're broken. They're functioning. That family took care of me, and I'm forever grateful to my uncle. And so familial culture is different than individualism-based culture. So when I send my kids off to college, I teach them to help the community, but they're off on their own, right? Well, in our communities of struggle, and if you teach in a community of struggle and you're building a community school in a community of struggle, it's important for your staff to recognize through numbers, through data, what percentage of our kids come from a familial culture. And if it's 70%, why are we teaching the kids an individualism-based trajectory? They're going to be like, teacher, I know I like your flags up there. They're nice. I know you went to Stanford. I know you went to Santa Cruz. I know you're a slug. Teacher, I'm not even going that far to college because I'm going to stay here and support my family and my community because they're counting on me. They're relying on me. Or we flip the discourse. We speak to a familial culture, and we say, "Sabes qué? You know what? I see your family struggling. You want to help them when you grow up?" "Yep, I want to help them. And I see a lot of stuff in your community that could be uplifted. You want to be part of that leadership and that change? Yup, I want to do that. Okay, then go to college, because you'll be able to come back and help your community. We have to make sure our educators have that narrative and they're speaking that narrative to our students in a community empowerment school. Otherwise, the individualism narrative just doesn't work with our familial culture students, folks. It's plain and simple. And it transcends race, ethnicity, right? It's more of a working class kind of ethic, right? Working class people take care of each other. Like, they're networked in that way. And so we have to take inventory. All right. So I wanted to introduce you to that concept. I want to take a little pause and just let some of this information sink in. If you have a question, go ahead, put it in the chat. Meanwhile, I'm just going to put up a little slide. You get the opportunity to enter a free book raffle today. Out of the participants that are here, 10 of you will be receiving a free book. So go ahead, and if you could scan into that, wonderful. Let me give you about 10 seconds to do that. Okay, so let me now introduce you to my community schools empowerment model. And it goes hand in hand with the community schools framework from the California Department of Education. It just includes the empowerment piece. Empowerment is so important for me, right? So if you think about it, the discourse right now in education about making sure kids show up to school is student engagement. Let's engage our students, right? That's important, very important. But I'm a researcher, so how do you engage a kid? Well, kids I know that I've interviewed, that I've followed for 5 years at a time or 3 years at a time, written books about, when they come back to me and say, Dr. Rios, I was lost. Now I'm found. I'm like, oh, you engaged? Yep, I'm engaged. Well, how'd you get engaged? In the classroom, in education, in being in tune with your teachers, with your 10-year plan. How'd you get engaged? Oh, I was empowered. Someone empowered, my mentor, my teacher empowered me, my mentor empowered me, my community empowered. That's how I got engaged. So we're missing the empowerment piece sometimes in this work. How do you empower people, right, in the system? And when I say community empowerment, I mean community. We got to empower our teachers. Remember, lifting up their self-efficacy. We got to empower our staff. I already talked about that. Edu said it. They're educators too. We got to empower our parents. That's the family embrace. When I show up to your school sites, I ask parents, do you feel that, belonging? Yes, wonderful. That's not enough. Do you feel community? Yep, great. That's not enough. Do you feel embraced? Do you feel embraced? And that, there's Likert scales for that we use. And that tells me whether your families are truly connected to the framework. Because if they feel embraced, you know what it's like. My BTDTs here, embraces when the family show up, a little food to the school, or the family show up smiling and happy and feeling. And I'm not just talking about the families of the kids that are doing okay. I'm talking about the families of the kids that are getting in trouble. Do we roll out the red carpet for them when the kid gets in trouble, or is the staff like this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there are partners in disciplining the children, right? Why are we treating them like if they're the ones that got in trouble? So the family embrace is important. I'm going to show you a few images of that in a minute. The student empowerment is crucial. I'll show you a few images of that in a minute. The ecosystem of cariño. Now, for my bilingual speakers, I want you to translate cariño to English so that everyone knows why I use cariño and not care. And please do not translate cariño to care. Give me other translations for cariño. Love. Mhm. Embrace. Mhm. Cariño. Right. Endearment, warmth, right? You see cariño is a little compassion, right? It's a little deeper, a little deeper. And that is what it takes. And then finally, I talked about educator self-efficacy. So that's the framework. And I'm gonna give you the 4 key conditions of learning from the California Department of Ed. These slides, we're going to make them publicly available so you can actually go back and read, because it's a lot of text in this next slide. And so, but also you could Google it, right? Just go look up California Department of Ed key conditions for learning. These 4 will pop up, right? Purpose, motivation, SEL, and student needs, right? That's what I break it down to. So let me start with number 1. And number 1 is positive relationships that foster a sense of belonging and purpose. Positive relationships that foster a sense of belonging and purpose. And not only do I want to give you my example, I've invited a gentleman that I met in doing this work, who is doing incredible work in the Central Coast community. He is a first-generation college student who's a student at UC Santa Cruz. His name's Samuel Chavez. He's also an employee there. He's an outreach specialist for the Underground Scholars Program, which is a program to support formerly incarcerated and system-impacted students. He's born and raised in struggle on the Central Coast over there. And he has a powerful journey. Importantly, his journey is one where early on in his life, his educator left an impression on him. And later on, wait till you hear this story, he sees that educator just recently, and they have a powerful interaction. He's a double major in sociology and Latin American studies. And he's here to talk to us a little bit about this idea I've been talking about, connection, but he calls it connection before correction. Please help me welcome Samuel Chavez. Oh, there he is. All right.
Here I am. Here I am. Thank you very much, Dr. Rios. I appreciate that that introduction. Yeah, like I said, definitely I come from a small town on the Central Coast. I was born and raised there. I come from a background of a father that was incarcerated pretty much my whole life, in and out of prison my whole life. I had a mother that worked 2 jobs. I also have, basically it was a broken home. I didn't have any kind of stability. I had no one to look up to. And I was, struggling in a way that I never knew a child could struggle. You know, my household was, I remember growing up in the house and just impoverished conditions. I remember being asked by my father, like, or when he was home, or my mother, like, hey, can you run to the store down the street and ask if we can have credit? And usually they would allow us to, because they wanted to help out the community. So it was a lot of stuff like that. I came in a place where education was never discussed. In my household, no one in my household, immediate household, no one in my father's brothers and sisters' household ever graduated from college. So that was something that was far-fetched for me as a child. I remember these times when my dad used to take me when he was home from prison or whatever. He'd come home and he was, addicted to drugs, heavily involved in gangs. And all of that stuff. But I remember times where he would say, hey, come with me. You got to go with me. It'd be 2, 3 in the morning. We'd go, somewhere to somebody's house, because he didn't want to be pulled over in the car. He said he was more likely not to be pulled over with a child in the car than to be pulled over by himself. So I would go these places. in those times I was, left in the car sometimes while he went into a house. I was felt, I was, feeling unsafe, in the environment I was living, in the environment I was dealt, within my own house, I was feeling unsafe. And, um, for children growing up, the safe spot is your home. And, that was something that really, resonated with me, was I didn't have a safe space. So where was my safe space, right? That's the question that's at hand right now. And my safe space was my school. I'm going to take you on a little journey to 1987 in my kindergarten class with my teacher, Miss Ruby. Miss Ruby was a heartwarming teacher. She, showed a lot of love to the students. We had a lot of art stuff. We would do a lot of different crafts and stuff like that. But I also know that Miss Ruby knew deep down inside something was missing within me and within my household. She knew something was wrong. Um, and I don't remember what she used to tell us or tell me directly, because we had a lot of interactions. I don't remember what those interactions entailed, but I do remember how she made me feel. She made me feel welcome. She made me feel, safe, and she made me feel like I could be anything I wanted to be in this world. Um, and one thing I want to discuss is, like, she really made me feel welcome. And one thing I do want to highlight here is something else that leads me to my next point in this little discussion is, she made me feel a connection. And I feel like that's super important these days, and in the world and society we live in today, is, the connection before correction. And that's something that caught my attention in academia. I never knew what connection was. Connection before correction. And I feel like that's super important, to understand what that means, for any educators out there, for any, even as parents, or even, let's say, for the juvenile justice system or any other institution. I feel like there needs to be a connection before there is that correction. I feel like youth, children like myself in Miss Ruby's classroom, that connection served me, a positive purpose in my life. And, she did a lot for me, and, made me feel that connection. And before there was even any kind of correction, because I know I was a handful, right? I know I was a handful as a student, and, I know she made that connection possible, and just to touch a little bit more about that, like, in my journey here at the university, I had the privilege of attending a youth foster summit in Monterey County. For, a lot of people in the area. I went and I attended, and, this interaction really made me tear up, really made me understand, what educators are supposed to do and make me feel as a person. And I bumped into Miss Ruby. And Miss Ruby she's like, "Hey, Sammy, how are you doing?" We started talking about how we're doing. And, she's like, "I'm glad to see you in this space." And I said, "Thank you," and stuff like that. But she really, she pulled me to the side and she just said, "Hey, Sammy, I owe you an apology." And I was like, "Miss Ruby, why do you owe me an apology?" And she said, "Because I've never told, I use this in many of my, discussions. I educate other educators, and I use this specific, thing that happened to you when you were in my classroom." And what she said was, she said, "Sammy, I judged your father before I even knew who he was." So my dad was, like I said, in and out of prison my whole life. So in this classroom, Miss Ruby said there was a time where all she remembered seeing was a big buff, Latino man coming in with tattoos, big mustache, and approaching her. And all she said was, she told me, she's like, "Sammy, I didn't know that was your dad, and I judged him." And she's like, you know what, Sammy, all I could think about, the first thought that came to my mind was, how am I going to protect this kid from this, this man?" And, still today, that just sort of shows you, educators and stuff out there, that it's, we can never judge a book by its cover. in reality, right? And she showed me that, she taught me that. And, you know, I really appreciate the fact that she demonstrated that to me and apologized. She realized she was wrong, and she, you know, made that judgment to see me and to bring that to my attention and say sorry for it. And I really acknowledge that. But what you know, what happened after was she was just like super excited with me and stuff like that. So like, you know, that interaction alone really makes me think. And, you know, in conclusion, I really want to bring up the 3 points I just discussed. You know, to understand that, you know, we can tell students and youth or whoever we're working with as much stuff as we want. And some of it's, and a lot of it's not going to stick. But what will stick is how we make them feel. So as educators, as people in the community, we also have to can make connection with our youth and our students before we can correct. And that's super important, because I feel like, you know, it's super important to make that connection before we try to correct. And to the last, you know, point I have is to educators out there, even to myself, if I become an educator, this is something I'm going to stand up on too, because I may, you know, sometimes I may be judgmental as well. And I recognize that. But as an educator, we cannot judge a book by its cover. Right. So I just wanted, you know, to bring up those 3 points. And, you know, I appreciate each and every one of you for listening to me. And, you know, I thank you for this space, because not only is it a space where I get to discuss and talk to educators, but I also get to heal.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you, hermano. Thank you, Sammy. Great said, great words, and well said, and appreciate you. And you know what I was really thinking about when you were talking is you know, this Miss Ruby, right? She reflected over many years and came back to you and was willing to make things better, to apologize and to reflect on behavior. And in the work we do, we try to our hardest to make sure we don't, as we might say, put teachers on blast, right? We do it in a way where we get teachers to reflect on, sometimes they're going to make mistakes that are innocent. Maybe not some not so innocent, but sometimes like, I want to protect my kids from this guy. Who is this guy, right? But that implicit bias is still there. And for her to reflect this whole time and say, you know, your dad, I'm sorry, I judged them. You know, that was your family. That was who your family. That was your ecosystem, and I should have embraced, right, your father. And just to hear that, and to hear you, you know, speak about the connection before correction, and then congratulations, you'll be graduating in the springtime, and just very proud of you, very proud of your work. Keep helping that Central Coast community. And by the way, Sammy's open to you know, working with anyone out there that has you know, in the local community, wants him to come out and talk to the students or to the staff. He's available, even as part of his job there as an outreach coordinator at UC Santa Cruz. So thanks a lot, Sammy. Let's clap it up for him. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And then and you know, just continuing on this conversation, I want to give you all a definition of this ecosystem of cariño I keep talking about. So if we look at what the system of cariño is a system that's driven by educators. It's a system that where students feel deeply cared for, they feel embraced, they're understood, and they're learning on a consistent basis to reflect. This approach transforms schools into nurturing spaces where any student is empowered to embrace their identity and pursue their life goals with confidence, knowing someone at school has their back. If you heard Sammy, what he said is like, my teacher, she made me feel like she had my back. Even if she was judging my dad, she was keeping that to the side and still making me feel like she had my back. And even so, right, that's the mark of an incredible educator. Or remember, I started the presentation with a question for you. What are the best practices of community empowerment educators? Turns out that one of the best practices of community empowerment educators is to create the conditions where a student can be surveyed and asked a simple question. Do you feel like your teacher has your back? Yes or no? That's it. Right? And that is sometimes hard to achieve with our most at promise kids, right? We're, so I've been at schools where it's like a 94%. Yeah, my teacher has my back. What about the 6%? Oh, it turns out those are the kids that are typically getting in trouble. And that's a population, right? That tier 3 population in a community school that we have to embrace as well, right? When you set up a community school, I know for a fact you're not setting up where like you're cherry picking, right? It's like, oh, we're just going to take the kids that are going to react well to us from the beginning. And we're just going to take the kids whose parents are present. We're just going to, I know you're not doing that, right? You're embracing the whole community. It's a whole community, whole child approach, which means you're taking the Sammys of the world, you're taking the Victor Rioses of the world. That's why I introduced you to us, right? I did time in juvie, Sammy did time in juvie. We were the ones that the teachers were not seeing as having any potential. And it's those kids that when we create that ecosystem of cariño and they tell us, hey, my teacher's got my back, now we know that we have a true community empowerment school being set up. So I'm going to walk you through the trifecta of the community empowerment work we do. The first prong of the trifecta is working with the staff and administrators. The second prong of the trifecta is working with parents. And the third prong of the trifecta is working with students. So here you see us working with educators. This is at a school actually in Santana, California. And so the educators are getting to reflect on creating an ecosystem of cariño, specifically an asset-based approach to education, which we'll be covering in a little bit. So hang in there. In about 15, 20 minutes, we'll actually be going into an activity that we do in person. But of course, when it's virtual, we got you. We're going to do this virtual as well. All right. So moving into these strategies, right? Instructional strategies to support motivation, competence, and self-directed learning. What are those strategies, right? Is it teaching that in a community school? Are you teaching conventional work that would be taught at a conventional school? Or are you teaching work that is relevant to that population, that localized population, right? Are you teaching, Sammy's story of when he's in kindergarten? Or are you teaching, some generic kind of content that might not resonate with that local community, right? So it's important that motivation piece is there. So the way we run our curriculum in student motivation and what we call empowerment, right, is through what we call a scholar series. So we start with student empowerment and leadership. And there's a film that appeared on PBS. It's called The Pushouts. And we will have that link up for you on the site so you can watch the film. And it's the work we've done with kids. In that case, it was kids in Watts who were out of school. We created in the nonprofit we worked out of. We went out and we created a mini community school just for them, just so that they could finish high school, even though they were on the streets. And so from that, we developed a curriculum based on all the evidence I've collected over 20 years. And here's just a short little video clip kind of demonstrating some of the tools we utilize. And what's important for you all is that you have access to some of these tools on our landing page. Well, let me play that a little bit. You could see in the background there. And you won't hear the audio, but you're kind of seeing sort of some of the content that gets sort of distributed. It's so It's based on 12 modules. The students go through 12 sessions, and we're teaching them perseverance, going beyond that fatalistic mindset. They do a timeline of where they're headed. They reflect. They also work on self-regulation. That's an important topic. They think about the optimism in their life. They reflect on what I call the Dr. Rios tree of life, where they're just thinking about their future, like who grounds them, what are their roots, where are they headed, and who's their foundation. And then, of course, they do vision boarding. They think about their future. They learn about empathy. They learn about the platinum rule versus the golden rule. Golden rule, treat people like I want to be treated. Platinum rule, treat others how they want to be treated. And so we get them some emotional intelligence measures, and they go out and they figure out what aspects of their emotional intelligence leads them to certain kinds of leadership. And so some of this content's available for you to download, utilize with your staff at your school site. You can carry the curriculum for an entire year, regular meetings with your tier 3 students. We've used this curriculum with your ASB leaders at high level, presenting in front of superintendents. And we've used it with At Promise students. And guess what? The At Promise students are present, in this case, these At Promise students in the state of Hawaii. We go every 6 months, and we have an in-residence program for 1 week with foster kids. I mean, the stories, you can only imagine some of the stories that these young people have. And in the beginning, they're not listening. And at the end, they're presenting to state senators. This is the empowerment piece I'm talking about. We take any kid from anywhere telling their life story, but the life story is not enough, right? The life story is just the beginning. Then they go and collect data in the community. They come back and they present policy and program recommendations based on that data. So they become researchers, they become storytellers, they learn to facilitate, they become keynoters and policy makers, all in one program. So we think that kids don't have it in them sometimes, but it's our very most At Promise students that have it in them to produce the most impactful work. And so just wanted to share a little bit of some of the work. These young people, we work with them in Hawaii for the Department of Education there. They flew all the way to Tucson, Arizona, and just a couple weeks ago, they presented at a national conference, and there we are with them and their educators presenting to a national audience on how this program has led them to community empowerment, right? So just want to kind of give you a sense of what the program entails, so that as you're establishing and continuing to transform your school community into a community school community, or what I call community empowerment school community, you're implementing some of these practices into place. They don't have to be my whole Dr. Rios curriculum. It could be some of the pieces where you're like, oh yeah, my students are I'm gonna have a leadership track where they're gonna go present at conferences and to superintendents and to state senators. And they're gonna share their story. This is very important for me to let you know. I don't talk a lot about the research piece, the empirical piece, but it's very important for me to let you know that where I gained a lot of this framework from was from studying and reading the work by psychologists on war veterans that had come back with PTSD. And some of you know where I'm going, because some of you know, and when you grow up in certain environments as a child, you end up with PTSD. Some of you know what I'm talking about. So I'm thinking, if the children that I'm working with have PTSD, I have PTSD. So I'm still working on it today, right? Y'all know, some of you know what it is. Some of you see it, right? It's like, you go to a restaurant, you still have to have you have to have a wall behind you. You're constantly, symptoms of depression, a little paranoia once in a while. Some of you know, some of you see it in the students. I still carry it, right? It's a lifelong, right? It's I always tell the kids, listen, you got to shrink that little monster that's under the bed. You just got to shrink it and just constantly work on it to stay shrunk, right? You don't want that monster to grow big again and come after you, right? So I'm always working on that with students. So the research on PTSD with war veterans, they asked them to tell their story. So they told their story, and it was most of them was the story of being a victim. And then the therapist said, okay, can you now rescript your story and tell the story of you being a survivor? And they did. And then they did cognitive processing tests with, brain imaging machines. And they started to see a change in day-to-day cognitive processes in the brain, problem solving, all of that. It improved when you went from telling a story as a victim to telling a story as a survivor. And I have a third level in my work, and that's the telling the story as a thriver. Victim, survivor, thriver. When you tell this story, all these kids, that's what they do. When you tell your story as a thriver, this happened to me. Some of these young ladies, they'll publicly tell their story. That's their story to tell, but it has to do with what happens to some young women as they're growing up in families and in community. I mean, powerful stories. They're telling their stories. They'll tell their stories publicly, and that's for them to tell. But I'm just going to say that these are heart-wrenching stories. And when they first tell their story, it just shuts everyone down and shuts them down. That's the story of a victim. And they rescript their story. They tell their story as a survivor. And now the third piece, thriver. The thriver piece goes like this. Yep, my name is Victor Rios. When I was little, like this guy, he did this to me. And I'll tell y'all a real story of mine. The guy put a gun in my head. He had a beard, and I was 8 years old. And that was traumatizing. But it's like, see, I'm still caught in that moment. So I still kind of get looped in that moment. Glitched is what the kids call it. I glitch in that moment. It's like I glitch into that moment when I talk about it. And then I said, well, despite all the gun violence around me, like I managed to make it. I was one of the lucky ones. And I've made it my life mission to address gun violence. And maybe that's what led me to the White House to advise the Obama administration on gun violence and policing. So you see, or one day I'm going to be an advisor to presidents on gun violence. You know what I mean? Like, so changing it to the story of a thriver changes your cognitive processes, your ability to problem solve on a day-to-day basis. That is powerful stuff, folks. That's what this program is about. So I'm just going to show you a few images of some of the young people. In this case, these are young people in the desert. They're presenting to their school board members, same style. The next image, a little video, you're going to see just a young man. Like he's just a young man from the community, shy, didn't want to talk. Powerful life story. Again, that's for him to tell. But he decided he would present to the board his life story and provide some policy recommendations. In Coachella, what happens is that all the drug users that go and party there for the Coachella festival, they litter the entire community, literally on the ground. You're a kid growing up there, you could walk through parts of the community, and just there's drugs laying on the ground everywhere from the party goers, right? Coachella music festival. And unfortunately, a lot of young people get caught up in that. So their policy recommendation, of course, was we got to tax the festival, bring money back to the community, and create a drug cleanup program so that children don't just run into drugs on the street. Oh, what's this? This is cool. In these pretty little bags, pink bags with little pink dinosaurs on them, right? It's like, come on now. And so it was powerful work. So more images here of some of the rest of the work, or, you know, at least now we're starting to see one of the other key conditions, that's SEL. I already mentioned we have a volume with 150 activities, and just you know, providing those to educators to utilize. And I got a video here, or an image actually, of some of our very basic SEL activities the kids do. Get some out of this little crew right here. I'm just gonna say that was a little crew that there was a lot of violence in the community. They needed to feel like they could do trust activities because they weren't trusting anyone. It was a bold move on our part. It worked wonderfully. And then in other communities, we're seeing, we have a lot of data. This data, it was the school district that gave us the data. And you see in the orange is our work showing, and then in the blue, the contrast. In the orange, it says, I didn't write this, the district did. It says pre-Rios, before I showed up, all the discipline incidents, and then after my program there, the discipline went down. And then in terms of grades, you see that grades improved, orange on the top, grades are improving. So, you know, it's just beautiful to see communities responding. And I'm gonna just take a pause, let all of this sink in while you watch a short little video clip of some of the student empowerment work we've done. All right. So the next, right, key condition for learning, right? California Department of Ed, systems of support that enable healthy development, response to student needs, and addresses learning barriers. So what's our learning barriers? We know what they are, right, folks? It's like feeling safe. That's a learning barrier. Not having proper guidance, you know, that's a learning barrier. You know, so we know the learning barriers. So how do we build an army to help us as educators? So it shouldn't just be the teachers, it shouldn't just be the staff. So who else is going to do the work? How about building super parents? How about that? So the parent and community empowerment model is so important. What we do, rather than show up and educate parents on basic parenting, which is important, we actually teach them to become trainers for other parents. So we spend a lot of time with a core group of parents, and then they become trainers. We give them 12 modules translated, in this case, Spanish and English. We teach them, same thing as with the students, tell their story, provide a framework, provide a tool for parents, and they go off. And now they're training parents. So when we're long gone as an organization, the parents are the ones carrying out the work. It's kind of like they call it the promotora model. It's a very powerful tool where the parents themselves become the promotores of their children's education, right? And so here we are with one group of parents, we have another group of parents, and just, you know, they become the educators for the other parents. So we'll show up. It'll be fascinating because we show up and now the parents are doing the team building. We show up and now the parents are presenting to each other. Señora, 3-1, 3-1, and you know, 3-1. Okay, 3-1, 3-1. What is that? It's like a little catchphrase, right? 3-1. Every time you correct your child, you give them 3 words of affirmation. It sounds simple, folks, but even when I ask teachers, right? Hey, whenever you discipline a kid, what's your follow-up? Half of the teachers are like, oh yeah, I always do affirmations. I always, um, um, you know, tell them, how much I care for them. Oh, that's wonderful. And then sometimes that's invisible or missing with other teachers. So just all adults in the system, right, need to learn this. So there we have another cluster of parents. And then finally, just, us continuing that work with parents. I'm going to show you what's coming up next, because I'm going to start to conclude here, and we're going to conclude with an activity, right? We got 40 minutes together. So I want to conclude with this activity, but I want to show you who's coming next in February, April, and May. So we have my director of professional learning. She's incredible, Audrey Lee. She's really good at developing content that's practical for connecting with students. She'll be bringing that workshop in February. And Dr. Natalie Mejia, whose both parents were caught up in the gang life. She was supposed to become a gang member, decided to go the other way, and became an educator and a doctora. She'll be challenging students through productive struggle. Okay, so we'll be working with that concept of productive struggle. It's important to challenge students to make them struggle, but productively, with that ecosystem of cariño around them. And then finally, Dr. Cassandra Villa, she's from Pacoima, LA, the projects. Dad was a heroin addict, and resonated a lot actually with some other story, because her dad was doing the best he can, but he was addicted, and he would walk her to school and he would tell her, Mija, you got to work 3 times as hard, like walking her to school, and she's a little kindergartner with an aluminum lunch pail. So she has that story, plus a lot of good classroom culture activities. How do you work when students don't want to work? How do you discipline them when they seem undisciplined? How do you help them regulate when they seem unregulated? And you do it with compassion and care, but you still hold them accountable. So those are the upcoming sessions. Okay. All right. So I want to skip to the damage of deficit thinking, because I promised you I would do an activity. And so that damage of deficit thinking is important for me to leave you with. And I want to do it now because I know we've been talking for a minute, and I want you to be able to engage with each other for a little bit, and pop open the comment section here. So I want to start with this notion that words matter, and I want to actually show you a video clip of my teacher having an interaction with other teachers. So there's a gang fight, and one of the guys, by the way, had a gun on him. All right. This is me in high school. So it's a video clip. There's a lot of context to it. I don't have a lot of time to go over it, but one of the guys, in the video, he's in the background. No one really knows. We knew. We're in this fight. A police officer takes me away. And then the staff is worried. And the staff in this meeting is saying someone has a gun. So it was a very severe case. And in that meeting, my teacher says about me, right? Because I'm the one that's being victimized. She says, these kids have potential. And the other teacher turns to her and says, potential to do what? He was being cynical, right? He's like, no, they don't. And I want you to listen to her response, because even back then, my teacher is teaching us how important words are. All right, so I'm gonna play this clip. Pay attention. If you can't hear, I'll break it down after. All right. It was a cold place. There was very little connection with teachers or administrators.
Okay, you know how to get up to the 3rd floor of this building?
But I don't know how I had maybe taken a computer science class with this teacher, Miss Russ. And she was just real soft-spoken.
You don't want to change because this isn't you,
Yeah,
right?
If I do that, that's not.
It's not.
I will do like that, just for you. I'll do like that.
You
And
know
then when
what?
you start talking to Jemima,
You know what?
You know,
Put it down. Keep it down all the time.
She would always check up on you.
You've got lots and lots of goals and lots of dreams, and they'll be accomplished as long as there's a plan. Do you have that plan written, or is it just in your head?
But when you have learned to shut down your emotions, you don't want to be asked how you're doing.
There's a lot of kids, they have potential and they just have not, it has not come to the forefront.
Potential to do what?
Potential to graduate, potential for further education, most of them. But the thing that I'm trying to get away from is to use the word at risk. When you're 15, 14, 16, you don't talk about being at risk. Okay?
Can y'all believe this lady was educating people on calling kids at risk so long ago? And unfortunately, we still hear people calling kids at risk, right? By the way, we managed to get the state of California to pass a law. Governor Newsom signed it in 2021. In education code, it used to be written at risk, right, to refer to kids, you know what that meant, right? Kids getting in trouble, kids, dropping out, blah, blah, blah. The law changed. Now in education code, right, you have to change that phrase from at risk to at promise, right? And the reason is because of teachers like Ms. Russ, but also all the research on what it does to people when you talk to them, talk at them, and talk about them as deficits, right? So this is a very important conversation for school communities to have. And there's a real subtle way, like you hear her debating with her colleague, right? She's like, just don't call them at risk, like they have potential to graduate. But she believed in us, right? It was crazy enough to believe in us. So words reflect our beliefs, and beliefs inform our actions, right? That's what the research shows. And so you're gonna call someone a risk, guess what? It's going to influence how you create your decisions, how you create your solutions. Ask risk-based decisions. So rather, we go into deficit thinking, right? And thinking about the ways in which, we use all these phrases without knowing it sometimes. Parents don't care. These people don't value education, right? We validate stereotypes. We're relying on certain people having access, certain people not having access. And it's a symptom of systematic oppression, right? There's a reason why families don't trust education, right, in low-income communities. And that's because education systems have, for generations, failed certain families. Let's just say it. It's like that teacher. She's like, I misjudged your dad. I'm sorry. 20 years later, right? She's saying that. The system has failed some of our communities in the past. Can we just say it? And then once we willing to say it, then we say the second thing, which is I, as an individual educator, represent the system. Let's just say it. I represent the system. And the third thing we're going to say is, however, I want you to know community. I want you to know students. We're building community schools, right? We're building community empowerment schools. I want you to know that I'm going to be a positive representation of the system. I'm going to be the Miss Russ, not that other random teacher that's saying, what do they have potential to do? And if you can't be that, then maybe you shouldn't be part of a community schools movement, right? It's simple, right? You're building a community school and you got staff in that community. You gotta, as a community, come up with some common language. So let's do that now. Okay, let's go to asset-based thinking. What is asset-based thinking? It projects unconditional, unrelenting belief. It instills hope for success. It raises expectations, right? My teacher didn't just think I was going to be some, high school graduate. She's like, I'm going to connect you with a mentor. You're going to college and you're going to do big things one day. And I was like, yeah, yeah, right. But she had those high expectations. She saw me as that promise. She didn't know that phrasing yet. It took her student to go to get a PhD to come up with that phrasing. You know what I mean? But how beautiful is that she was trying, right? She didn't know that phrasing yet. But you can use whatever phrase you want, as long as it's an asset-based phrase. I need to find a way to connect. She needs consistent, genuine, and praise. These are examples of asset-based language. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you first our word sort. It's a fun activity. I would love for you to go back and do this at your local school communities, at your community schools, right? And so it involves a card set. We have a card set, very nice, you know, shiny cards, tangible, right? Because we love that kind of learning. But also, if you don't have time to wait for us to ship you cards, you can just go to the website, download the little word sort activity, and just cut them. And you have little pieces of paper that you sort into 3 columns. Okay, so we give you these phrases, and you go deficit, asset, or neutral. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go into a breakout activity in our groups here. All right. You're going to go into the link here. You're going to find your group's link. All right. So if you're breakout group 1, you're going to click on word sort number 1. You're going to assign one of your people to share their screen once you're in the breakout room. You say, okay, who's going to be the volunteer to share back? Someone share back. You're going to collaborate on the activity. You're going to work together as a group to move the cards in the respective categories. You'll see it on this Google Doc. Okay. You move the language to either one of the 3 columns, deficit, neutral, or asset. Okay, this is what it looks like. All right, so the link is there. You can scan this, figure out how to get on there. And in a minute here, you're just going to be placed in a breakout group. Once you're in the breakout group, click on the link. You decide who's going to be the person that reports back, and you start talking about where each of this should be going, or each of these phrases. Okay, you got it? All right, here we go. Let's get into our breakouts. I'm going to give y'all 6 minutes, okay, till 4:06 to work on this. All right, have fun. So you could just have some of the groups report back on the conversation. What was it like to sort? I'm seeing, you know, some of the sorting here. It's looking like there was different kinds of sorting that took place. Like some of the groups sorted some words in one category, some sorted another, but for the most part, right, there's a conversation going on about what's deficit. So I'll open it up. Was there any kind of conversation about some phrases that maybe you were trying to decide where to place that weren't as clear as others? Raise your hand or tell me, or just open your mic.
Hi, everybody. My group, we were group 2. We talked about one, for example, we put it in neutral, and the phrase was, you really took a risk trying that math problem. I think we were trying to think about the tone of the message. It can be looked at in a variety of ways, just depending on who's delivering it. So
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one that, you know, sometimes, you know, the way we did a study on body language and with teachers, we did 300 hours of classroom observation, and we found that there was a group of Latina girls and Latino boys, and the Latina girls were telling us it was a conundrum because they were saying what the teacher's saving our life, like she's like so amazing, and then another group of boys, these were high school kids, the Latino boys were saying, that teacher is mean to us, like, and more than that, right? Like they told us, they said that teacher's racist. And so we were like, wait, this is a conundrum because the Latina girls aren't saying that, right? So what's going on? So we did all these classroom observations, and we found that when the teacher, and we asked the teacher, we said, are you okay if we, give you insight on what we're seeing? She said, absolutely, I want to learn. So when the girls walked into class, she was very kind of, her body language was very open, like this. And we showed her many, many instances of this. When the boys walked in, she crossed her arm and she sit back a little bit. And we said, do you ever notice that? She goes, no, I've never noticed that. And then, of course, she got really curious as to why she felt that way or acted that way around the boys. And so anyway, we concluded, and then with her help, it was cool because she got to assess the data too and make some shifts. We concluded with her help that it was this inadvertent kind of response to boys, wherever it was coming from, that was making them feel like she was closed off to them. And then she had so many theories about her background and story, but it was powerful though. And sometimes our own background, our own stories tell us a lot about how our body reacts around certain kinds of kids, right? And so some of these phrases, depending on when and where they get told, are gonna vary specifically with body language. It makes a difference. Yes. Okay. About another one? Any other phrases that came up where you had a conversation about the phrases? Go ahead and just open your mic up.
Hi, Dr. Rios. In our group, we talked about she's bored, so she's acting out all the time. And we thought, well, if you're talking about your own class, that's kind of neutral or assets. But if you're talking about a colleague of yours, that could be deficit-minded.
Yes, depending on who you're talking about, right? And the reflection of like, oh, someone's bored, not so much because of me. A lot of times we take things personally, sometimes as educators, not because of me, but just a child. There's some factor that's not allowing them. And this could happen with high achievers a lot of times, right? They're just bored, right? And so reflecting on how the classroom context is creating an environment for a child to not produce at their highest, that's an asset kind of approach, right? And thinking of a colleague, being bored and not producing at your highest, well, maybe it is our environment. Maybe we do need to make some shifts in our environment to help people not feel bored at work. And that's the teacher self-efficacy or educator self-efficacy I was talking about earlier. Yeah. Thank you, Marisol, for sharing. I'll take one final one. What was one of the phrases you were looking at or exploring, or that spoke to you, or that you were kind of figuring out?
Hi, I can share. Um,
Oh, thank you.
I was in group 6 and we talked about absent father. It was in the neutral category. And
Mm,
we're discussing that it actually sometimes it can be used in like a judgmental sort of way if you don't actually know the background or the parent.
mm-hmm. Yeah, America, let me ask you a question. So like, what is, if you're doing triage, if you're doing a tier 3 intervention, if you got a team, right, of support systems, of support team, and someone in the meeting says, hey, uh, we got to look out for this kid because he has an absent father. What's your response to that? Like immediate response?
Um, Shock, I guess, is my like emotional response because like I don't like that phrase. I don't
Why
like,
not?
yeah, I'm not sure why not. I got to think about that. But I think it's just like the emotional initial thought that like um thinking of a parent as being absent because there's so many reasons why that parent could quote unquote be absent or not be around at the school, working late, and that's not absent, right? That's like you're doing that for your family, like
You're onto something important. Absent to in whose standards?
yeah.
Yeah, because being present might be different for a working class family than for a middle class family, and maybe that's why it kind of hits you in a, it's almost like America, like you're trying to be logical. You're like, oh yeah, I'm in a meeting about an intervention. This is all the data that people need to bring to the table. Absent father data, right? Brother in prison data. And you're kind of like, wait, hold on. Let's pause. Data is important, but also how we contextualize it. Okay. And let me ask you something. The group, and the question to the group is, how do we know? How do we know that that father is truly absent? And the teacher might say, because I went to the house and the father's not there. Father's never there. Oh, okay. So we've had enough information to know that that father's never there, or we have just enough information that when we were there, that the father was absent, or someone told us, right? So be careful with data because data is tricky, right? We think we have data, but we really don't, right? And that is an important factor in these conversations because the minute we let go of language like absent father and bring in more asset-based language, to me, that's a deficit, even if it's data or information. To me, when we want to talk about, say, what's historically traditionally known as an absent father, we might want to say something like, there is a parent that might be going through some specific mental health or well-being conditions, and may not fully be able to interact with us when we're trying to have a meeting to intervene, and leaving it at that, right? That there's some conditions there in place where that parent might not be able to intervene in that moment with the school community, may not be ready at this moment to participate. Growth mindset, right? May not be ready now. I met a lot of parents who were quote unquote absent after a 3-week intervention and just teaching them basic parenting skills. A month later, not only were they present parents, but they were actually leading the teaching of parents in that train the trainer approach. So always turn it into a growth mindset, right? The parent is maybe not able to connect with us at this moment, but we are headed in that direction. I just wanted to, that's how you come out as a school community with agreements on asset-based approaches. Okay. So very important, folks, your asset-based approaches at the end if you were doing this in your school community, and I welcome any of you to present this at a staff meeting. It's a nice solid half hour, 45-minute workshop, and you have people sort out. And then when you get to the asset language at the end, you just say, okay, I just want to know, what can we commit to? What are we willing to commit to as a school community in terms of making changes? Are we still going to call kids at risk here? Are we going to use terminology that's more asset based? What are some of the new terms we're going to utilize? I was in a school community, they decided to change the way they called, and even though it's written in law, right? In ed code, disabled students, right? They just decided, I didn't influence them. I just had them do the exercise. And one teacher was adamant, like, disabled, we don't want, okay, so what are we gonna, and they came up with their own terms, right? That for the most part, if a little girl was walking by and she had been deemed disabled and she heard teachers talking about her, like, oh, she's disabled, that would probably hurt her feelings. And so they were like, we're gonna say that our children are neurodiverse, or that have the, or otherly, uniquely abled. They just came up with their own phrases, right? And then that, depending on where the child was in, their condition, that's the label they were gonna implement, was an asset-based label, and they ran with it. They came up with an agreement as a school that that's what they would do. And I respect that, because that's how you make change, right? Change comes in 10-degree shifts. Okay, we have a whole platform, and I'll show you the image right now. That change comes in 10-degree shifts. Okay, and there's a whole kind of document where we have worksheet where educators get to reflect on what change are you willing to commit to. So in our last 9 minutes, this is my exit ticket with you all. It's been a long day. Thank you for sticking around the whole 2 hours. So my last 9 minutes here, and actually even sooner, it's my exit ticket. After this, nos vemos, adios. It's been beautiful hanging out with you. I got more stuff for you, but I want to just end on this nice little note. Okay. So in our last, and we're going to waterfall it. This is the last thing I'll ask you to do. And then we'll put up the next slide. It's going to be again at your, if you can leave me some feedback, that'd be wonderful, but also your final opportunity to win a free book. Okay. So progress comes in 10-degree shifts. We can't show up and ask our teachers or our staff, be like, hey, I learned all this stuff. Go ahead and implement it tomorrow. And we're asking them for a 180-degree shift, right? They're standing here. Now you want them to have, a whole practice that's all the way over here. No, that doesn't work in human behavior, right? Human behavior, the way it operates is that when you work with someone, even kids, even parents, right? You're just asking them for a small shift, right? What small commitment are you willing to make in this work? So I'm asking you, my audience today, based on our conversation today, what's one small 10-degree shift you're willing to make in your practice as an educator, as an education leader? Just one little shift. If you could write it in one line, one sentence, what's one little 10-degree shift you're willing to commit to moving forward after our conversation today? Or was one thing you got from the conversation where you're like, okay, I'm going to make this little tweak? What is it? So you're going to write it down. And when I count down in about 20 seconds, when I count down, you'll waterfall it. Okay. Here we go. Okay, ready? I'm going to waterfall it. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Yay. Look at this. Stop, think before judging. Create the conditions for myself to build connection with families and staff, even when there's resistance. 3 to 1. Yes. Affirmations. Gracias, Yolanda. Examine the language I use. Give kids and adults more time and space to tell their story. Yes. And Maria, you also heard Samuel say, I got to tell my story and it helped me heal. These micro healing moments in education are beautiful. Micro healing is such a powerful force, and it happens every day if you pay attention. Staff meetings, seminars, when we talk to students, families, micro healing. Committed to modeling asset-based language. That's what's up. Shout out to you, Kara. Become even more mindful, intentional of the words I use, Katie. Christina, connection before correction. Graciela, lean into the familial culture, asset-based language. Yesenia, patience to give more time to hear students, not having a rush. Staff make commitments. Yes, Renee, that's a good one, right? But remember, small commitments. You ask them for a big commitment, they're likely to drop it. You ask them for a small commitment. Look at these commitments here y'all are making, right? Those are tangible commitments, and I appreciate y'all. Relationships and connections primero. Hugo, continue to support positive change, empower. Ismael, Jose was the one that said positive change. I mean, these are beautiful. I want to let y'all know that I appreciate your time. I want to let y'all know that I appreciate the work you're doing. You are trailblazers. I teach about the history of education. And let me tell you that in the archives of the history of the education system in America, we're going to have 2024 as the year in which certain communities across the state of California started to heavily invest in and implement community school models, whole child, whole community. And that's when we're going to see in the history books what made a difference for communities that really need that extra support, that extra boost, that extra motivation. And it's educators like you, what we know as reformers in the history books, that are making a difference today in the present and in the future. I appreciate you all. Thank you for believing in your students. At the end of the day, my teacher believed in me so much that she tricked me into believing in myself. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing some of you in person soon. Be blessed. Take care. Let us know if there's anything we could do to support you in this beautiful community empowerment schools movement. Thank you, Samuel. Shout out to you for being here and sharing your beautiful journey. Thank you to my educators that shared. Thank you all for the beautiful comments and all the flowers y'all are leaving me. Much, much love. And shout out for all of you for just being here and being agents of change in the community. Take care.